Shalom. Once again, all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High. YAHAWASH. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Kiam. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of YAHAWASH. All praises and glory is due, especially in the times that we're in. Right, and I'm going to entitle this video, I'm probably going to entitle it something funny, like laser beam, gazer beam, over easy beam or something like, okay. Yeah, Lord Yahawasha in an hour, right? And basically just a rip of the Shannon Sharp meme, right? Where it says, Halliburton match reporting, um, red button, Lakers in 5. When they ask Shannon Sharp about playoff runs, right? Ask him whether he believes the Lakers will win, and he starts rhyming words together, and then goes Lakers in 5. And it's the same thing here, because Esau Edom, right? The elites of Esau Edom have finally begun to unveil that next level technology that they have in the vault, right? So now you are seeing China coming out with DOOs, direct energy weapons, all right? China's imposing LY1 high power laser beam unveiled at huge military parade, or I should say laser weapon unveiled at huge military parade. The LY1 is reportedly designed primarily for protecting ships against drones and missiles, but appears to also have a role on land, right? So basically the laser technology, right? Your direct energy weapons and your laser weapons technology, and China has already begun to unveil and release the technology that it has in development, okay? And when I saw this, my first thought is, yeah, so fucking what, right? Like I said, laser beam, fake ass team, jelly bean, right? Aloja Hawashai in 1 hour, okay? Irregardless of what kind of weapons you devils, right, and your advocates, right, you devils and your partners pull out, our Aloja Hawashai will still destroy America, Babylon the Great in 1 hour. Irregardless of whatever you try to do, right? Irregardless of how advanced technology gets, you still will not be able to stop the return of our Lord Yahawashai, and you still will not be able to fight against our Lord Yahawashai. Right, so this is the book of Psalms 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? That's basically the question right here, man. Because now you have, China, Russia, and then thinking that, okay, we are going to first and foremost, start by making the world powers multipolar, right? Meaning that more than one world power exists at a time. Because what they are doing is they are basically seeing the fall of America, Babylon the Great, through the spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And just like the scripture said, they're now beginning to see that America, Babylon the Great has become weaker, and that was weak as we, right? So China and Russia are trying to establish themselves, especially China, as a world power, using things like economics and right, world trade, because more and more China is locking down deals with different nations and trying to create more influence through trade, right? And recently, if you've been watching the news, then you've heard of the fact that China recently just decided to stop trading its rare earth minerals, right? Because China is one of the primary places where you get your rare earth minerals from, which are basically being used for building up Esau's new MOTB infrastructure, right? All the new technology that exists in this kingdom requires these rare earth minerals. So now China is becoming a larger power, and the elites of China will possibly believe that, okay, they can be the ones to replace America, Babylon the Great, when it comes to the global, unipolar power broker. But of course, that is a vain imagination, because that once Esau Edom falls, right, it will be the kingdom of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushai, the kingdom of our Lord Yahweh that will be established. So like I said, laser beam, home team, high beams, right? Our Lord Yahweh in 1 hour, okay? Irregardless of what technology you bring out, whatever strategy, right? Whatever tactic you want to use, it will not change that fact. So yeah, let me also go to this as well, right? So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and I'll start from verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. And let's remember that this war in heaven is of course referring to a future prophecy, okay? And this future prophecy represents the armies of this world, right? Which are the armies of Esau Edom, which is the space force, the military, NATO, and so on and so forth, fighting against our Lord YAHAWASH, right? Through the angel Michael and the armies of the Most High YAHAWASH. And reading on down, you can clearly see how that ends out. Revelation 12, verse 8, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Right, so in an instant, the armies of Esau Edom that have come against our Lord YAHAWASH will be destroyed. And we also know that, let's go into this a little bit more. Let's read some more out of this, and let's see if we can't find and get any more details. Okay, a very large direct energy laser weapon was among the new capabilities officially rolled out for the first time at a massive military parade in China called the L1-1. The laser has so far been described as primarily intended for shipboard self-defense, but was shown at today's event in a form that also points to land-based applications, right? So this is the new technology that Esau Edom is bringing out, right, in order to that will ultimately be used, right, at the return of our Lord YAHAWASH. So these direct energy weapons, and don't be surprised if your Esau Edom right now, right, and these Moabites, because it won't be the first time that a projectile weapon has been stolen from that Esau Edom will steal a projectile weapon from Moab, because if you remember, gunpowder and eventually the gun was also reverse engineered by Esau Edom from Moab, right? So you already know that. And of course, you've been already known this, right? And this just further increases the suspicion that we have for America, Babylon the Great, when it comes to direct energy weapons, right? Like how, a lot of brothers have been saying, right, that it could be possible, okay, that these forest fires that you usually see happening in Babylon could have been started as a result of these types of laser weapons, okay. So now Esau Edom is finally unveiling them and unveiling the type of technology that he is currently developing and he currently has in his possession, right? And we know that these are the type of technologies that will be used, right, at the return of our Lord YAHAWASH to try and fight against him. But we already know, according to prophecy, and that's the beauty of having Bible prophecy, we already know the result of that interaction, man. You want to say how about Sham Yahushua is going to take out you devils? So let's keep going into it. So yeah, today's parade in Beijing was months in the making. New drones, missiles, and other systems had already emerged during the preparations. The event marked the 80th anniversary of what was then a Republic of China's victory over Japan during World War II, right? And this is also going into the wars we're currently seeing happening all over the earth as well, right? The wars and the rumors of wars and the times of the end. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, right? That's why you are seeing different nations, doing military parades, right? And that's the same reason you are seeing China as well doing a military parade right now. It's basically a let the weak say, I am strong situation. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, right? To show more and more the level of technology, the level of military advancement the Chinese government has, right? That's why you see that a lot of your top military analysts say that America cannot afford to go to or even win a war against China, because you see how much more advanced, right, that these the Moabites are looking than Esau Edom, which once again makes you wonder, right? What these scientists out here in Babylon are doing, right? What these what all that money, all the billions that go into military spending, right? What it is for? Because a lot of that money also goes into research as well, goes into research as well, right? Which is why I believe that Esau is hiding his hand and basically hiding the level of technology, right? That these devils are capable of. Okay, but let's now go back to the precepts. Let's now go back to the precepts. Okay. So like about that. It's a bit of a sore throat, but yeah, we're back in the precepts. So now let's go to the book of Revelation 17. Right, I'm just going to go straight down to the main point. Okay. It's like it is yeah, it is. Revelation 18. So this is the book of Revelation 18 verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Right, and that is the YAHAWASH in an hour that I'm speaking about. The destruction of America, Babylon the Great will still be an hour, will still be, an hour will still, it will still be. So yeah, it is still on course to happen, irregardless of what new technologies, like I said, Esau Edom brings out, right? And this is we're just showing you the times that we're in once again, that the nations are preparing for war, and that we are currently in a time of war and not of peace. Okay, so with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai Ba'asham Rakakwadash Wa Abad Babalan through the Spirit of Yakiam and Joaquas were edified. Shalom.